I've got 5 text animations for you, and trust me, once you know these, your video is going to look a completely different level. We've got a bounce up, a rolling effect, a shadow animation, a flicker, and a stacked text intro. I'm going to walk you through all of them step by step, so even if you're just starting out, you'll be absolutely fine. I'm Dina, and I'm here to help you master CapCut the easy way. Let's jump in. Alright, the first one, the bounce up. Add a text layer, stretch it out about 5 seconds and type your text. Now go to the very beginning of that text layer and add a transform keyframe. Set the Y position to -250 so the text is hiding above the frame. Move your playhead to the 1 second mark and add another transform keyframe and bring the Y position back to 100. Now move ahead 10 frames, that's shift and arrow, and set the Y position to 0. On that second keyframe, apply the rebound preset. On the third one, apply the ease in. There you go. Now highlight the text layer, go to in animations and apply a fade in. Now right click and create a compound clip or hit Option G on the keyboard. Go to video, scroll down to motion blur, tick that box and set the strength to about 40. Add a rectangle mask and size it so it only shows the first word of your text. Right, quick pause. This next bit is where people get confused, so pay close attention. Because we've got a mask on that first layer and we're about to copy everything, the mask copies too. Which is exactly what we want, you just need to reposition it each time. I'll show you. Copy and paste the layer as many times as you have words in your sentence. So if your sentence has 7 words, you're copying it 6 more times. The first layer is already your original. Now layer them properly, place each one 3 frames apart from the one before it. Click on the second layer, go to video, mask. The rectangle mask is already there from when you copied it. Just move it to cover the second word. Then the third, then the fourth, and so on until every word has its own mask. And that's your bounce up done. If you want, you can add a fade out or blur out to each layer at the end and a glow effect on top of that if you really want to push it. Okay, effect number 2 is one of my personal favorites. It's a rolling alphabet effect, like the text is cycling through the letters before landing on the right one. Looks really clean. Let me show you. Okay, so add a text layer and type out the full alphabet, pressing enter after each letter, so every single letter is on its own line. Pick a thick bold font, it reads much better with this effect, so set the character line spacing to -6 as well. Position this text layer to the left side of the frame, this is your first letter column. Add a position keyframe at the beginning and set it so the letter A is showing. Move ahead about 1.5 seconds and add another keyframe and set it to the first letter of your word. So if your word is motion, that's M. Change that letter M to a different color. I'm going to use yellow for this one. Open the curves panel with Option +K. Select both keyframes and apply rebound out. Now repeat that exact process for each letter in your word. A new text layer for each one with the second keyframe landing on the correct letter. Make sure the keyframes are placed at different times across each layer so the letters land at a different moment. That's what gives it that organic flowing feel. Once you've done all the layers, highlight everything and create a compound clip. Add a rectangle mask, add a bit of feather and position it so only the final letters are visible, hiding the scrolling above and below. Then apply motion blur at 40, go to effect and add a glow 2 effect as well. Set the strength to your taste. You can also drop in a sound effect to set it even further. Right, effect 3. This one has some layering and masking to create a really nice gradient shadow on the text. Stick with me on this one. There are a few steps, but it's not as complicated as it looks. Alright, so start by adding a background. We actually sell our own motion backgrounds. It's on our website. Links in the description if you want them. Add a text layer, type your text, and pick your font. Now add a second text layer, same font, change the color to say yellow, duplicate that layer and change the duplicate to red. Take that red layer, create a compound clip, go to mask, apply a split mask and add some feather. Now you've got a gradient across that text, yellow fading into red. Add a third text layer for the last part of your text, color it yellow, duplicate it, change the duplicate to red, then compound clip those two together and add the same split mask so the gradient continues. You should now have a red to yellow and yellow to red effect flowing across the text. Now, this next bit is the key to making the animation work properly. Create a compound clip from the first text layer, then highlight the second text layer and the second compound clip together and create a compound clip from those. Do the same with the third text layer and a third compound clip. You should now have 3 compound clips all together, all sitting together on the timeline. Select the first layer, go to mask, add a split mask, feather it to around say 60 and position it between the 2 words. Repeat that with the other 2 compound clips as well. Now animate them. On the first layer, add a position and blend keyframe. Set the position to -400 and the opacity to 0. Move ahead about 22 frames. Set the Y position back to 0 and opacity back to 100. Repeat with the other 2 layers as well. And you should end up with something like this. Okay, number 4, the flicker. This one is giving a retro TV glitchy look, like the text is barely holding on. I love it. Right, so add a text layer, press space, max out the size, scroll down to background, enable it and set it to yellow or whatever color you want. This is your background layer. Now add a new text layer and type just your first letter, then add as many text layers as you have letters in your word, 1 letter per layer. Keep them all white, but feel free to change the font. For a couple of the letters, let's make them transparent. It adds a lot of personality. Here's how. Select the letter, change its color to match the background. So just pick the color picker and match it with the background, so yellow in this case. Scroll down to stroke, enable it, set the size to around 7 and the color to white. Done. You've got an outlined transparent look. Change as many letters as you want like this. Now the animation. Go to the first layer and start adding opacity keyframes. So here are the keyframes you should apply. Frame 0, 100. Move 1 frame ahead, 25. 1 more frame, 50. 1 more frame, 25. 1 more frame, 50 again. 1 more frame, 25. And 1 more frame, 67 this time. And the last one, back to 100. That's your flicker loop. Now offset each layer so they don't all flicker at the same time. So stack them across the timeline so each letter hits at a slightly different moment. It is very important. Otherwise, it's just going to flicker all together. If you want a slower, more dramatic version, select all the layers, create a compound clip, so Option G on keyboard, or just right click and create compound clip. Go to speed and set it to 0.5, half the speed, double the atmosphere. Drop in a ticking sound effect to top it off. Okay, last one. Number 5 is probably the one you're going to use the most, honestly. It's a stacked text intro, perfect for reels or shorts. And here's the thing, no keyframes, no masking, just CapCut's built-in stuff, and the result is seriously impressive. First, change your aspect ratio to 9:16. This one works best in vertical format. Add your footage to the timeline. Now add your text layers and arrange them on a screen like a stacked layout. So let me just do that quickly. You can use any type of stacking. This one is just my personal preference, but you can stack them however you like. You can be creative with that. So you don't need to exactly copy these settings or stack layout. This one just I like how it looks. So go to each layer and apply these animations from the In tab. First layer, wipe out. So in animations, wipe out. Second layer, slide up. Third layer, create a compound clip first, then apply slide up. Fourth layer, leap in. And fifth layer, slide left. Move each layer so they don't overlap when they come in. Stack them on the timeline just enough that each one finishes before the next one starts. Now select all layers and create a compound clip. Go to animations and go to the combo tab and apply zoom in. Perfect. Now create another compound clip from that. Go back to animations, combo again, and this time apply rotate fade. This gives the whole thing just a tiny bit of life, that little extra polish that makes it feel professional. And just watch the final result. And there you go, 5 text animations, all done. Bounce up, rolling effect, shadow animation, flicker, and the stacked intro. If you make something with any of these, honestly tag us. I'd love to see what you do with them. If this was helpful, like really does help the channel, and subscribe if you want more CapCut tutorials like this every week. Now go create something awesome, and I'll see you in the next one.